those guys.
Sheila, we're getting started.
Turn this off. Good afternoon, everyone. We're here to call a special meeting for the interview and appointment of a 911 director. Matt Miller texted me last night. I'm sorry, go ahead. Texted me last night, said he was unavailable today, but he would like to get with a new person as soon as possible, as of anything after tomorrow. So I just want to bring that up. He was not able to be here today. So anyway, we'll call the meeting to order. We'll start with the pledge, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Chris, if you don't care, since you sit in on the interview process, you want to come up and just kind of give us a quick rundown, if you don't care to hit that microphone as well.
What do you want out of it?
Just give us a general analysis, I guess, of her resume. We've all taken a look at it. It's amazing. It's very impressive. Want to kind of get some input from you as the advisory board on what helped you make the decision to help us make our decision.
Okay. All right, so, yeah, I sit in on, was one of the interviewers. We had narrowed the applicants down to 4. When it came time to schedule the 4, 2 of them dropped out, so we were down to 2. We interviewed those 2, and the board decided, the 4 people that participated in the interviews decided, was not a unanimous vote, but it was a majority vote to recommend Sherry Anderson for the position. She was a previous firefighter in California, went to dispatch and was there quite a time, has history and experience in dispatching EMS, fire, and some law enforcement, as far as like rangers, rangers for the federal government, stuff like that. She's moved to Bloomington and worked at IU as an emergency management coordinator, and is currently working at Ivy Tech as their security lead over there. She's head over security at Ivy Tech in Bloomington. So with the experience she had in 911 dispatching, and the years she had, plus the history she has in management, we felt like she would be a good fit or the best fit and a good fit for the position.
Well, we appreciate that, Chris, and the board. We know that this has been a process. We've been dealing with this, and I know that we're all ready to move forward. So with that being said, if you don't care, we'll bring Sherry up.
All right.
Let her introduce herself to us. Before that happens, I'm going to let us introduce ourselves to you, okay, so you know who you're talking to. My name is Gary Burton, President of the Board of Commissioners.
Bob Curry, Vice President.
And Joel Lowe, third chair.
He is also the liaison to your
I'll
department.
be liaison to 911.
Okay.
And we have Madison Chesser here, works in the auditor's office, and this is our auditor, Sheila Reeves. If you don't care, just tell us a little bit about, I know we have everything here in front of us, but kind of just give us a little background.
Yeah, sure. So pretty much lived in Southern California my whole life. I moved out here to Indiana in 2017. My son moved out here for a job, and I followed a few months later. He's almost 26 now, so, but at that time he was only 18, and I was a single mom raising him. And when he left California, I was like, where did my life go? But ended up getting the job, like he mentioned, at IU as an emergency management coordinator, which my background fit well into that position as well, with being a former firefighter for 8 years in Southern California, and then 15 years as a dispatcher in Southern California. So I learned a tremendous amount at IU because during the course that I was there was during COVID. So our COVID response was unbelievable, the things that we had to accomplish and get done, and in regards to the 40,000 students that go to school there, and 13,000 of them live there. So it was a feat, to say the least. So yeah, after 27 years in public safety, I knew that I wanted to stay with public safety. So when this position came available, the Ivy Tech position, like Chris mentioned, is more security related, and that it wasn't portrayed to me like that when I first accepted the job. And so then when I got in and started doing it, it was. The guys that worked for me were a third-party contractor. They were Allied Universal. And so I didn't, I would try to implement things and do trainings with them and things like that. And the trainings were working well, but it was hard because I always had to go through somebody else to get things done and get things. So I saw this position come available, and I felt like it would be a good fit considering my background and skill set. And I know it's going to be some tough work. Yeah, but I'm ready for the challenge.
Well, we appreciate that very much, and you're correct. It's kind of come unraveled from the edges a little bit, but it looks like with your qualifications that you can get that taken care of. And I'm going to quit talking. I'll let Joel step in here. I know he's got some questions.
Yeah, I was curious to the fact that you answered it, why you ended up in Indiana, and that pretty much spells that out. But I would like to ask you, what appeals to you about Owen County being a 911 director specifically?
So the great question, because I forgot to mention my son moved here. So he lives out here, and I would like to get out here eventually. I have a house in Bloomington that I would like to quit paying the taxes on, the exorbitant taxes, but I just don't know when I can do that exactly. But it's definitely a goal to get out this way.
Well, that's good to hear. Obviously, we would love to have you living here, working here in the county, take all the citizens we can get. Our last 911 coordinator lived in Plainfield and drove back and forth, so you're much closer. That helps. Anything else, Joel?
You're familiar with the current setup. I don't know if anybody's walked you through our 911 center. If they haven't,
I haven't had a chance to see it
I
yet.
can do that on the way out of town.
Okay.
So you can get an idea. And you were recommended to us by professionals in the industry to say that any three of us know exactly what we're looking for in a 911 director would be wrong to state. So we're going on the recommendation. And as far as I'm concerned, it looks good to me. We got to get it happening.
Bob, you got anything?
No.
I'm just going to make a couple comments and we'll move forward. Obviously, you have a 911 advisory board. They are there for you to work with them for public safety. You would be a county employee. You are appointed by the Board of Commissioners and you answer to the Board of Commissioners. And that's a joint effort with the advisory board and to us. We have 2 commissioner meetings a month. If you have anything that comes to the commissioners, you come to those meetings and you discuss those with us. Council is financial. This board oversees the business of the county. So basically, anything, if you wanted to add a new employee or something like that, you would bring it to both boards so we could discuss it. And those are all things that, in government, that you learn in time. Just to give you a little quick history, our 911 was in our sheriff department for many, many years. And just recently, we built a new EMS and a 911 center, and now that is separated. And Chris, was that late 19 or 20 that we moved into that building? Was it 20?
We moved in September of 19, and dispatch moved in January, February.
Of 20.
March of 20.
Yeah, it was right before COVID. Yeah. So it's a fairly new facility down there. We're proud of it, like to get it, make sure it's up and running properly and taken care of and those kind of things. I guess with that being said, if there's no other questions, do you have any other questions for us?
No, I had the opportunity the other day to ask a lot of questions and.
And these
got a lot
folks
of
can
answers.
answer a lot more than we can, absolutely. So, and we have a great emergency service staff here in this county. Our EMS is second to none, so you'll enjoy working with them. Gentlemen, if there's no other questions, I'm going to make a motion for the appointment of Sherry Anderson as the new 911 coordinator.
I second that motion.
I have a motion by myself, a second by Bob. All in favor?
Aye.
When can you start?
Ideally, the 26th, but I know that after talking to Chris and those guys that there's an assistant supervisor or somebody that's acting in that role that's leaving. So I am more than willing to work out whatever schedule we need to work out.
Okay, so here's what we need to do today, if it's possible, is get you down to the auditor's office and get you a hiring package.
Okay.
Fill out all the paperwork, get all that stuff going. Maddie will take care of that with you. You said the 26th?
Yes.
Okay. And Joel,
Yeah,
was it the 21st one, was
17th,
17th? Is that
more or
right?
less. Yeah, 17th.
So any help you can give
Yeah.
us to fill that gap, that would be greatly appreciated. And we understand you have other obligations, okay? We're also in the process of filling a few positions down there that you will be involved in those interviews.
Okay.
Once this department's turned over to you, it is your department.
Okay.
If at all possible, I would like to wait, but time is not on our side with our employment disadvantage down there. And we'll do our very best to get along until you come aboard, but it may be that we have to bring somebody on board. And I'll certainly work with Chris and those involved and Matt to try to bring the appropriate people on board. I'd rather see you do it, but I don't know if time's on our side right now.
Yeah, my schedule's really flexible. I just have a couple of appointments that have been on the books for a few months, and that would just be a day here or there. Other than that, I am really open, yeah.
Okay, well.
That's great.
Having said that, I think we get her with the auditor's office and get that ball rolling. And if Dorothy comes up with any prospective candidates, I believe we should let the new 911 director interview that individual.
Absolutely.
Does that sound fair?
Yeah, that's absolutely.
That way I'm not, or we're not, or someone's not hiring somebody that may not suit your idea of who it is you want. Because it's gonna be your department. Well,
So-
it is your department.
Yes, yeah, and it's about a 3-day process of filling out the paperwork. We have a urine screen, citizenship checks, those type of things. So if we get through that today, and let's say by Friday or Monday, let's just say Monday, let you get through this week, we would like to bring you on board. And be in a salary position. If you have to go out and deal with some other things, that's acceptable.
Okay,
Because you've brought that to our attention. Are you guys fair with that?
Absolutely.
Okay.
okay.
So-
Until the position is official, the 26th, if we say, then any help you can provide in that.
Okay.
And that's at your discretion, certainly, because you have other obligations, so.
Just for payroll clarification, are we starting this position on Monday then? Do I need to start?
That's what I'm gonna
Salary
recommend on the
and-
18th.
Okay.
Her salary would start on the 18th. She seems to think that she can help us at that point. If she has to step out for an hour or two to deal with an appointment during that time, that's perfectly fine.
Okay, okay, great.
Does that work for you?
Yeah, that works for me.
Okay.
Again, we know you have other obligations, but again, whatever we can do to get you in motion here, we greatly appreciate that. You guys have anything that you want to add as far as when she comes down to the office that needs to be done? Any paperwork that she might need? I know Sheila's filled in for Kathleen on doing the annual report. She said she'll never do one again. So I just bringing up a couple of things that you're going to be dealing with. But,
We're shorthanded.
Yeah, we're
Give you a
shorthanded.
copy of the budget too,
Okay,
for
Yeah.
your department.
And the three of us are available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
okay,
And we expect you to call us if you need anything whatsoever. Our email addresses, as I'll get that set up for you today as well. You tell me how you want it spelled just like it is right here on your resume? Nothing's different? That's-
yeah,
okay.
however you format it, yes, it's
Yeah,
fine
I'll
with
get
me.
that done. I just want to make sure you didn't go by another name or
No,
anything like
no.
that. Okay.
And give her a county email
Yeah,
too.
I'll get your county email set up for you.
Okay,
That job did come with a cell phone, if I'm not mistaken. Is that correct, Sheila? Has that been turned in, or?
There was not.
There was not. Okay.
I believe that may be laying on the desk. In
Down there?
One office.
Okay, then we'll have to look up that number, but.
We'll get y'all set up. It may
Okay.
take us a day or two to stumble through, but I'll get your email set up today.
okay, great.
We'll get that going. Again, all of our, on the county website, I have to do is go to Owen County, what was it, in.gov or something like, what's our website? I can't remember.
It'll be your name with a dot in between Cherry and Anderson at owencounty.in.gov.
Okay, great.
And if you go to our county website, all three of our phone numbers and our emails are there as well.
Okay, and my cell phone's listed on the resume there. Feel free
Okay,
to,
excellent.
reach out
And
with
we'll
any-
use that until we get the other one up and running for you.
okay.
I think that's got it covered. Welcome aboard.
Thank you, sir.
Glad to have you. Looking forward to you taking charge, and I'm sure Joel is too. One or two less phone calls he has to deal with. so.
That's part of it.
It is, it absolutely is.
Yeah. And before we leave, you'll have my contact information, and I can maybe have a few minutes of discussion with you when we're
Yeah,
done.
absolutely.
If there's no other questions or comments, I'm gonna make a motion to adjourn.
I second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye. Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
Thank you.